Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about a big story coming out of the LEC, and this is the fact that Froskurrin, the caster, analyst, whatever you want to call it for the LEC, will not be returning to the broadcast in 2021. Now that in and of itself would be a pretty big story. You know, she's had a big fan base. She's been an integral part to competitive League of Legends and the competitive League of Legends broadcast in the LPL, at Worlds broadcast for international League of Legends, but then also obviously recently for the LEC as well, and she's been a part of kind of the resurgence of the LEC where the things have been going really well for them recently. So again, this would just be a big deal in and of itself, but there is so much going on surrounding this. There is Twitter threads, there is Reddit threads, there is drama and all of this stuff. In this video today, we're going to be going through all of it because honestly, I don't think Froskurrin is coming out of this looking very good, and I don't know, it's just really weird. We have a ton of stuff to talk about, so make sure you stick around to the very end of this one. It's going to be pretty entertaining. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you're not already subscribed, definitely click that subscribe button really quick. It's fast, it's free, it's easy, helps you guys stay up to date on all my latest content, and I think only like 25% of you guys are subscribed who watch my videos. So if you're watching this video right now, the odds say you are not subscribed. So hey, click that button real quick. I'd appreciate it a ton. Also, dropping a like on this video if you do enjoy my content, if you like what we do here, and if you want to support my channel, because dropping a like helps me out the YouTube algorithm so much. With that being said, here we go, getting right into this one. We got a lot to get through, so let's start. First up, we have this tweet from Froskurrin that says she has decided to not re-sign with the LEC for the 2021 season. She cannot reveal the next steps yet, but I've always felt strongly about moving into management and development positions. I wish the LEC broadcast teams and fans very best. I absolutely loved it there. So, I mean, it sounds like she has a better offer out there for her. It sounds like she has something that will hopefully make her more happy, and hopefully be maybe even a better, you know, more lucrative opportunity for her, which is awesome. And yes, recently I did the LEC caster tier list where I had Froskurrin in the F tier. I am not a big fan of her, but whether or not you are a big fan of her, it doesn't make sense to like wish ill will on anyone or anything like that. You know, I support her. I want her to go on and be successful. I want her to go, you know, get whatever opportunities are out there for her, go make some money, and support yourself, your family, all that good stuff. You know, I really have no personal issues with her. I just didn't really like her casting style, didn't think she was that great of a caster, and think there were some legitimate criticisms against her. And I don't always like her personality and attitude, but again, you know, I'm not wishing anything bad for her. You know, that's good. I think the LEC will obviously be fine. I think she is extremely replaceable. I think they have people already coming in that can do the exact same thing she was able to do, if not better, and probably better in more ways. I think at one point she was really good for League of Legends, with obviously the English broadcast of the LPL, coming over to Worlds, having a ton of information for people who didn't get to watch the LPL very often. But once she was on the LEC, I really didn't think she provided as much value as maybe she once did. So, where things get a little spicy is then a little bit later. Well, first of all, there was this Reddit thread called Froskurrin will not be a part of the LEC next split, which obviously they just have her tweets on there. I don't know why it closed out. They have her tweets on there where, again, she said, I've decided not to re-sign with the LEC, blah blah. And the comments were honestly not that bad. I mean, if you open up the comments, we're like, really was not a fan, but I wish her good fortune in her next chapter. They posted one of her tweets, which we can get to in a second. Then they also have the Reddit thread came true after all, which is pretty funny. Then they also said the comment section of 50-50 split between sadness and happiness. And again, I think it's totally fine. If you're happy that she's gone, that's fine. That's not even wishing anything bad on her. That just means you weren't a fan of her, and you know, you're excited that somebody you don't like watching on the broadcast isn't going to be there. That's not a bad thing. It's not like you're wishing something bad on her. It's not like she got fired and you're celebrating or something. You know, she's choosing to move on. She's going to what she believes to be a better opportunity. So I don't even think that is that bad. But obviously Froskurrin saw this and she tweeted out, one last Reddit hate thread. Nice. I gave you so much of my life and effort, and it was never worth it to try for your acceptance. You don't know anything. You torture players and personalities. You truly are, and I mean this, the worst aspect of this incredible community. Now, this to me was hilarious because, one, she is kind of known for being a victim. She's known for playing this card all the time, and it is one reason why Reddit and Twitter and stuff always egg her on, because she can always be known to just be tweeting something cringy out like this at any pretty legitimate criticisms of her. This is always her response, but this time, there was not even any legitimate criticisms of her. It was literally just a thread saying that she is leaving the LEC. It is a story. That is the League of Legends subreddit. That is a big thing. It wasn't like, oh, Froskurrin's gone, you know, crab rave or whatever. It was just Froskurrin's gone. That is it. And then the comments are going to be whatever the comments are going to be, but largely, they were not even bad. And again, if you are just blindly throwing out hate or you know, crossing the line or saying disgusting things, you are an idiot. And yes, that is completely terrible. I would never condone that or whatever. But if if you just have criticisms against Froskurrin about her casting style, about her broadcasting, which is her job, and, you know, the viewers can have an opinion, that is totally fine. But those were not even upvoted, and those were not even the majority of comments. But obviously, there's going to be some of that as well. But there were also very many people that reached out to her saying very kind words, saying that, you know, they're going to miss her, that they're disappointed that she's moving on. And then she also tweets out, in the words of someone much more eloquent than me, die mad. And to me, this is the ultimate ironic tweet, because she's telling the people on Reddit, you know, die mad, you know, it's like, stay mad, pretty much, like, you're mad, you're gonna die mad, whatever, I'm chilling, when clearly she is mad, she is upset. So I mean, this is so defensive and so just absolutely hilarious that she's telling other people to die mad when she is so clearly mad. And I mean, she tweeted about it. She's going on a rant on Twitter. Just absolutely hilarious. Again, I completely understand her saying that maybe the community can be a little toxic sometimes, but again, obviously people are going to say nasty, awful, horrible things that cross the line. I mean, I have 1/1,000,000th of the kind of audience or whatever that she has, and I see some of this stuff to myself all the time, so I can only imagine what gets said to her sometimes. But that does not mean that Reddit as a whole is you know, the worst place in the world, or the worst part of this incredible community, or whatever. And it's not like she doesn't get criticism to other places as well, on Twitter and on other social medias, because she absolutely does, because guess what, it's the same people. And again, the horrible things are not ever the things getting upvoted. The tweet that the people were talking about that ended up coming true is when people were talking about a cast where Froskurrin and Dracos kind of missed some things in the game. Very legitimate criticisms. I watched this game, and there were some very clear plays going on where Frosk and Dracos just completely overlooked them. We're kind of caught up talking about things unrelated to the game, or maybe even things related to the game, but not exactly what was going on. And the viewers and then audience also missed out on some stuff. And I believe Dracos even apologized after the game, was like, yeah, this was not my best cast, you know, I don't know what was going on, I didn't do a good job. But then Froskurrin tweeted or posted on Reddit, sad to read this thread, changed my casting style to be entirely map focused. Dracos and I have built synergy all year, just feels like it doesn't matter what I do, I give up, Reddit, you win, I'll retire after this World's. Cheers. And then this guy on Reddit goes on to say, this comment right here exemplifies why so many people dislike your style. Stop playing the victim. I don't know anything about you outside of what I see on screen, but the impression you give off is that you've always been the victim. And you strengthen that narrative by making comments like this and some of the stupid shit you say on Twitter. You seriously need to learn to start taking the high road. People who play the victim or have this mentality will always be looked down upon. I give up, Reddit. You win. I'll retire this after this World's. Cheers. Can you imagine any other caster making this comment? Children do this. Grow up and get your shit together. And I completely agree. That comment for her was very childish. It's very just cringy, honestly. That it's like the best word that I can put for it. Like, reading her tweets, reading her Reddit posts, it's really just hard to read. And again, whether you think she was a good caster or not, obviously I personally did not like her style, but you know, it is what it is. I don't want people to like hate her or flame her or anything, but I mean, it is part of the job. And again, the ultimate irony is that her job is giving criticisms of players, leagues, whatever, teams, coaching staffs, management, all the time, but she seems completely incapable of taking criticism of her own, which is just a little bit weird. Again, just because you're on the broadcast, just because you're in front of a camera, does not mean you are a punching bag, does not mean people get to say whatever they want to you, does not mean you have to take it, but again, just because people dislike your casting style or whatever, that does not mean they're necessarily crossing a line. They can have an opinion, they can feel however they want, and it seems like Froskurrin could never take that. So again, if she does think that she'll be happier moving on to something else, I completely agree. It seems like she was not really cut out for the broadcasting. You know, she does speak pretty well. She's a good communicator, but again, I think her casting abilities, I don't know if they've necessarily been on a decline or if the rest of the world has just caught up to her, but again, she was not necessarily a standout caster to me in any way, and when she was casting the semifinal, people were disappointed because there's honestly much better casters out there who probably deserve those opportunities better, and it seems like Froskurrin was just being pushed upon us for whatever reason, or maybe just because she's been with Riot for so long, whatever the reason may be, people just weren't happy about that. And again, that is okay. People can have an opinion, and that's not necessarily bad. Just like I didn't like Froskurrin, you know, that is what it is. But yes, she is out of the LEC. Yes, she had these really just weird tweets, in my opinion. I think they are weird. This is a new one from her, I guess. Thanks for all the kind words. Had to step away for a few hours for work, but nice to come back to some love. The LEC is in great hands, and while I missed that broadcast dearly, the upcoming work will be an incredible experience, onward and upward. So, I mean, with all that being said, I am very curious and interested to see what her next move is going to be, to see where exactly she goes from here. But yeah, it seems like she will be much happier and much better off just in her life in general, getting out of the kind of the mainstream light, because again, she was an awesome personality for League. She was definitely something different. She did bring something different to the broadcast, for better or for worse. There's not a lot of personalities or broadcasters or casters or analysts or whatever quite like her, and at times that was very, very good and it was interesting, but I think it was kind of played out, and her just continual rants and kind of defensiveness and victim playing against the community was also really, really played out in a lot of people's heads, because I mean, if you go back and watch some of her casts, she clearly misses some stuff, and clearly overlooks some things that many other casters and analysts just don't do, and that's part of the job. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and I would really, really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you think the community is super, super toxic and was, you know, too harsh towards Frosk, or went too far, crossed a line, or do you think Frosk is maybe being a little soft here? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on anything we talked about in today's video. Subscribe to stay updated on my latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!